That should be fun, though. It's exciting.
Yeah, and don't forget, go vote. We've got 3 weeks to get votes for the X1Bros Humbly Awesome Game Awards. The Humbly Awesome Game Awards. Humbly.
Haga.
Haga. You've heard of MAGA? This is Haga.
That was funny.
With that, Civilization 6 did drop this week on the Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And Jordan has had, we all have it, but Jordan has had a chance to jump in and play. Let's go over first impressions, Civilization 6 on the Xbox. Give them to me, Jordan.
I think it's really good. I really think it's good.
Oh, very nice.
So,
yes.
No, I think this is the new standard for ports.
Yeah.
I mean, because
Wait, did you have this on the Switch?
yeah, so
already?
it's essentially the same. If you had it on the Switch, it's essentially the same control scheme. But it really is the new standard for ports, because this is a game that I didn't think you could do very well without a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
And even when they posted it on Twitter, there's a lot of people like, "Oh, does this have mouse and keyboard support?" You don't need it. The controls are on point. It's super simple. And crazy enough, it's simple. You use the D-pad,
simple,
you use X and Y, and you use the bumpers. Like it's really not hard at all, right?
Yeah.
It's control. The game itself is fantastic. It always has been. So I won't talk much about that. But the controls are excellent. They're on point. Like I said, this is the new standard for porting.
Yeah,
For porting PC games like this, grand strategy PC games to the console, this is the standard you want to live by.
I think the concern here too is Civilization 6 is a very menu heavy game.
Yes.
And you've got to dive deep. You've got to sometimes go 4 or 5 layers into menus.
Mm-hmm.
How is that streamlined with a controller?
Well, it's the same thing. I mean, instead of clicking with your mouse, so like for example, let's go into our city menu, right?
Yeah.
Or let's go to our city information menu, which shows your population, your food, your production, like you're making so much food per turn, all that stuff, right? You got to click on your city on the computer. You click on your city. It then brings up your city menu. That you then click on your info, which then brings up your info, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just use that as an example. On the console, it's A, down, A. Like it's the same
good.
thing. Instead of scrolling your mouse down and click, it's the exact.
Sure.
It's the exact same thing. Everything's in the same place. It's literally everything on the PC is on the console. You're just using a controller instead of a mouse, and they've converted that process, in my opinion, very well.
And it works.
And it works
well.
fantastic. I mean, if you played it on the Switch, you're already kind of used to it.
Yeah.
I think Mark already played it on the Switch. And
I have it on the Switch,
and I think you liked it. I
Oh,
can't
no,
remember.
it's
but
excellent.
It's
totally redone for
Yeah.
a console. Yeah, they did a really good job
They
on the
really
Switch.
did. What's super nice about this one is I don't know if it was like Age of Wonder that had this problem, but this is the full Civilization game. You're not missing any features. You're not missing any menus or anything like that. If you can go in and deeply customize your custom games just like you can on the PC.
Very
This is
good.
the full Civilization experience, and they've also bundled the expansions for you if you want to get those, which I've actually changed my opinion on. I think they're actually very well priced.
Really? Why is that?
Because
I have a complaint about it. Can I give my complaint first?
Yeah, you think it's too much.
Yeah, here's my problem. I think they should have just because when how Civilization traditionally works is Civilization comes out on the PC, then eventually you get expansion 1, then eventually you get expansion 2. So you're buying while you might pay the same price, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your cost is spread out, so it doesn't hurt, right? Here on the release here on the Xbox One, you're paying for the base game, and if you want both expansions, and Civilization is a game that is really enhanced with
Via the
expansions.
expansions,
Usually Civilization, for instance, Civilization 5 Game of the Year Edition includes all of the expansions. That's the only way to get it, because that's when it's perfected, right? That's where you have super cool abilities, super cool options, everything's honed in and toned up, and it's the only way to get it with the expansions. And I just think coming to Xbox, they should have done, something like $59.99 for the base game, $79 for the expansions or something. Instead, you're paying full price for each expansion and the game, but you're doing it all at once, and that's just hard to justify. What is that, $120 cost?
$100.
I think it's actually $110.
60 plus 40 plus tax.
Yeah, I think so. It ends up being like $110.
Man, I was just like Rain Man right there.
Yeah,
Did you
that's
check
wow,
that
we
out?
should go to Vegas.
Yeah. Kmart sucks.
I just think that's a lot to pay to justify all at once, and I just wonder how much of your player base, because multiplayer the fact that it's on Xbox now with Xbox Live, I want to do multiplayer matches. I want to do computer multiplayer matches, but you're splitting up your base because not everyone has
the new expansions.
The new expansions.
But the problem is these expansions aren't old. When you're talking about the Civilization 5 Game of the Year editions,
true.
that was 5 expansions in like 5 years late. You know what I mean? That was they were done. You know what I mean? The Gathering Storm, which is the newest expansion, just came out in February.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you are.
Yeah, but that's still at this point. That's almost a year old. You could bundle that in.
Well, you could. Well, the thing. Well, I mean, you could. You could give away money if you wanted to. You know, but no. You're actually saving money through the so the console base game $60 actually comes with a couple extra civilizations, which you do end up paying for on the PC. So I guess you get that bundled in. Now, whether you care about extra civilizations or not, that's up to you.
I think the options. I like those.
Yeah,
options.
no, I think it actually because each civilization has their own perks and stuff. So
I
extra
usually
civilizations
play as
actually
America.
Yeah,
America,
so like they're
or Britain.
So like America,
Britain's good.
America, they have the film building, which is their special building. They have the P-51 Mustang for military, right? So every civilization has their perks, right? So I think new civilizations actually do add stuff.
It enhances it.
Now, Rise and Fall, which is the expansion I have on the PC, which I think is fantastic, by the way, because they add a ton of cool new features in Rise and Fall. I think that's 35. Maybe that one's 30 on the PC. And then I believe Gathering Storm is like 35. So you're actually the way it works out, if you buy the bundle, you end up saving like $10. The prices are better on the console than they are on the PC.
Okay.
Now that being said, Steam and the PC do have a lot more like flash sales.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it balances out there. But the only complaint I have is I wish they weren't bundled. I wish you could buy them individually. Because I have not jumped. Gathering Storm does have cool features. I've not jumped into that one. I think Rise and Fall is really fun. That's the one I would buy first. And then Gathering Storm does add cool new features like what you're seeing on screen right now. There's a blizzard and stuff like that. But
is this the best civilization to date? Civilization
I would say
6?
Civilization 5 is my favorite.
Still.
Yeah.
It's hard,
but it's very similar.
It's
right?
hard. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, Civilization 5, you're 5 expansions in, it's perfected.
Well, that
you
was
know what I mean?
Like, that was considered like at the end like the perfect civilization game.
No, it really was, right?
And this, what are we, two expansions in? So
2 expansions in, and Rise and Fall, which is the first expansion, adds a lot of good gameplay elements. It adds governors, which is a really cool mechanic. The coolest mechanic is it adds Dark Ages and Golden Ages.
Okay.
Which is super
now
fun.
This,
but anyway,
I know that you mentioned like you don't need mouse and keyboard support because it's so good on mouse, but does it come with mouse and keyboard support for the Xbox?
I don't know if PC or if Xbox supports it or not. Yeah.
And his computer's updating.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So he can't look at it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh my goodness, that's terrible.
No, I mean, that would be awesome if it supports mouse and keyboard. Because I mean, why not, right?
I don't know how David puts up with us. He's all professional now, and we're updating.
Well,
our
what's
PC.
funny is
I don't even have a PC.
I told mine, do you want to update your PC? And I said later when I first got here, and then 20 minutes later. So I mean, I guess it didn't. Yeah, I mean, I can't be mad.
It did not lie to you.
But anyway, no, Civilization 6 I think is super fun. For me, it's hard to say if it's just as. I don't know. Civilization 5 and 6, in my opinion, are both neck and neck. Yeah. I think Civilization has Civ 5 has the benefit of, 3 or 4 expansions to where it just perfected itself, right? Yeah. Civilization 6 is still kind of in that mode. I do think Rise and Fall was an excellent expansion.
Sure.
That did do a lot of good things. There's a few things it didn't do good, but it did a lot of good things. I've not played Gathering Storm yet, but who doesn't want a volcano erupting right next to your Eiffel Tower?
I know I do.
So you got to prepare for that.
Yeah, you've got to be in this is RNG events. Sucks to be you.
Yeah. So it also adds more features than that, right? That's just like the big.
It'd be cool if you could
feature,
pray to the gods or sacrifice, and then a volcano erupts on your enemies or something. In that one,
I remember the old Sim City. I would always have Bowser blow everything up.
Yeah, you
could have like destruction.
That would be awesome.
No, but it's really fun. I think it's an excellent port. I think it's the standard for porting for these grand strategy games. And what makes it so nice is you're not getting. So what was, if you guys remember Civilization Revolution for the 360, that was like a custom game for the console, right?
Yeah.
It had different features. It was, I don't want to say watered down, but it kind of was. It was very. I have it on my phone, so don't worry. But thank you. I appreciate that you were trying to help me out. Yeah. What I like about this game over Civilization Revolution is the fact that this is the full game. Like, they're not leaving anything out. What I was surprised about is when I went in to create my own match today, I went into advanced settings and it had everything there. You know, turn time, victory limit, everything, right? Everything you can do. It's super fun.
I want to get some multiplayer matches going. Anybody in the community, if you would... Oh, this is my question on the turn-based. So Wargroove, what makes Wargroove so valuable as a turn-based strategy game is the fact that I don't have to be online when playing that game against competitors. If Civilization has that implemented, that's the ball game, right?
Yeah, I haven't played a lot of online matches on the PC either.
Yeah,
I
would love to check that out. But regardless, Civilization guys, turn-based. If you are interested, hit me up over on Discord. Let's set up some games. Let's get them going. I do just have the base. I do not have the expansions yet. That will probably come at a later date. So let's go for it.
I love this. So I've been looking to see if a keyboard and mouse.
So I couldn't find anything.
I couldn't find anything either. So if you have a keyboard and mouse, and
try it out,
just plug it in.
Let us know. Let us know. But as I was looking, I found this article of this. This was a really good title: Civilization 6 Xbox One review. So addictive, it should carry a warning label. And then this reviewer's first sentence is, as a first-time Civilization player, I had no idea what I was walking into. Civ 6 might be the most addictive game I've ever played.
It really is one more turn.
You like...
That's a great review.
Civilization 6, the only game for me that has ever come close to what Civilization 6 does is Stardew Valley. Where you're like, okay, I just got to get one more turn. And you're not paying attention to the time and the hours fly. And even then, it doesn't... Like, Civilization 6... is that on steroids?
Well, the term "one more term" came from this game.
Just one more turn, baby.
There's one more turn.
One more turn.
Well, because just how the game is made, you have to see what happens.
Yeah.
Can I give some suggestions as if you're new to Civilization, if you've never played and you're jumping into multiplayer with your friend, maybe you're doing hot seat, maybe you're doing it over Xbox Live, it doesn't matter, but you're setting up custom matches. Let me give you some advice on some of the settings you should do. Number one, you can choose your level of game. I like bigger maps, and I like having barbarians in there. I find it more enjoyable because there's exploration is a huge part of what Civilization is.
You can do the world.
So,
the literal world, like
that's
America,
one of the maps.
Canada. Yeah, you can do the whole world. It's pretty cool.
Be careful with the barbarians, though. They can get out of control. They can. I like having the barbarians up to a certain extent because they give you gold every time you capture them and a whole bunch of
They're good
stuff.
for early game. By late game... and besides barbarians, I like having AI... like, for instance, let's say it's me and Spicy going. I like having two additional AI civilizations going as well, just because you kind of need that for, like, a diplomacy, religion... there's all different types of economy. There's all different types of way to win the game. It's not just military. Although you can set your settings on only military. I usually keep.
I would keep it all on. That's the. I mean, you can do a domination victory, a score victory. I keep it all on because that's the fun of the game. Right?
Yeah. No.
When
absolutely.
you see those priests coming into your cities.
Yeah. However, I would.
That's how I win.
Yeah. However,
religious.
I will say. The setting that you must have, and after years and years, and I'm sure Spicy and Jordan will agree with me on this, after years and years of playing, when you're playing with friends, you need a turn timer. And the ideal turn timer, the perfect time that we have honed it down to, is 2 minutes. 2-minute turn time. It forces you to be a little bit efficient, and when you're beginning the game, I don't recommend starting the game and learning it in multiplayer because you're not going to be that fast. And it doesn't require you to be super fast, but it's enough time to keep the game pushing forward. And even if you want to put your turn timers longer, that's just what we normally do, 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. But if not, let me tell you, you will start to hate your friend.
Oh, yeah.
Because you'll be like, can we go? Dude, are you going? Like, what is happening?
It's basically like on Apex when people don't ready up, right, Jordan?
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing.
Worse. It's worse. It's way worse. But no, you want to keep the game going. So if you're playing multiplayer in Civilization 6 online, push it forward. I mean, just have a turn timer set. And I would not set anything above 5 minutes. And I would actually not set 5 minutes myself because it's still, that adds up after time. But 5 minutes would probably be my max.
Yeah, 60 seconds I feel is too soon.
Yeah.
3 minutes and plus, I feel it's a little
Too long.
Yeah.
2 minutes is a good spot.
2 minutes is a good spot.
Another fun tip, and you'll thank me later because I started doing this like 6 months ago on the PC. Always build your first city
immediately.
next to water.
Oh yeah, well, and also
Doesn't matter if you're going to do Navy or anything like that.
Well,
always
next to
build it
a
next
water
to water
and a river, like river especially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and the game does a good job at
usually
when
places
start,
you near there.
Yeah,
but
you don't
sometimes
get a
have to
huge
travel, but-
disadvantage.
gives
but-
you those hints.
Reason being is because it opens up trade routes. It
Second,
gives you,
second, build roads.
Well, you get more food right
you get
off
more
the bat.
food, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Second-
just a
And
good
food is really important in this game because that's your citizens. It's what creates and feeds your citizens,
which grow your population.
and it grows your
yeah.
That is your population, right? So
Second, build roads. Roads are huge, like speed of travel. You also get bonuses.
Helps
for
out
your
trade
cities
routes
and
as
stuff
well.
like that.
So.
there's a lot of cool stuff in these games.
The way maybe before we end, let's just go through your play style with Civilization 6. The way I like to play,
Backstab your friends.
I go war, baby. I go all
Domination
war
victory, yeah.
all the time. I rarely go economy. I rarely go religion or technology. I go war.
I think war is one of the funnest ones to
it
do.
is funnest.
Yeah.
Although, doing religion I would say religion's really fun too.
Yeah.
Because they don't expect it.
So what you can do with religion is you can convert your neighbors. So McSpicy, if he's doing religion against me, he can come in and convert my population to a point that they just annex themselves
Yeah.
and become his
You take
civilization.
them over.
I was playing with Jordan one time, and Jordan was like, "Wait, what? Why am I? I think it was like Judaism is what I chose,
something
right?
like that, yeah.
What's happening? I thought we were allied, and it's like because you can't block. In order to block religion, you have to have religion yourself to
Yeah.
block it.
Or
Yeah.
go to war.
or
Because
wait,
then you can't.
Yeah, in war you can't send your priests over, but you
I
can
think
influence.
No, you can
still
you can
influence
send your
across the
priests
border.
over, but I mean if
They
I blow up your town, if I blow up your mosque or whatever, your church, right? There's only one religion. I like my favorite.
that just sounded
recently-
like you said. There's only one religion I like.
what is it? What is it,
Oh.
Jordan?
No, war.
Because you like merged those two sentences.
Yeah,
You're
sorry,
like,
no.
oh, there's only one
I'm
religion.
gonna blow up your block.
I like.
Recently, I've been doing science victories.
Yeah,
that's
that's
a space
cool.
race. Those ones are really fun.
That is fun.
because they're
Okay, there's no
Yeah.
better way to anger opposing players than to get the science victory.
because then like
Because it comes out of nowhere.
you're like,
sometimes.
oh, it's my turn. Why is there a rocket going?
Like,
And you're
there's
like,
a rocket.
oh,
Oh, game over.
shoot.
Oh, they're in space.
There's lots of different ways to win. It's really kind of cool.
It is a very good game. We highly recommend it. And with that,
Oh my goodness!
let's get this show on the road. Jordan's computer is now at 27%.
All right,
How
yeah.
long has it been? You're like me.
That's 21%.
21%. Whoa.
It's a big update.
Do you want to
apparently.
use my
So he's
phone?
No, I
doing,
got
he's
my
doing the news from his
cancer
phone,
phone.
that looks like it's been smashed.
Yeah, it's like this.
Did your wife
bigger.
get mad at you and throw that?
Can
at
I
you or
show?
something?
Can I
It
show
fell
that
off.
on stream?
Yeah, it fell off a
Go ahead,
roof.
show this.
Actually.
Oh, it fell off a
Fell
roof.
off a roof.
Hey,
yeah.
look at this, everybody!
Did your
Look at his like.
Yeah,
Look at that blob of ink in the
like-
left hand
It's
side.
spread. It used to be smaller. It spreads every week. So I'll eventually get a new one.
All right, yeah, we can go back on.
So, first news story: Call of Duty
Yeah,
Modern
so
Warfare.
Call of Duty has first of all, they have a huge 20 gig update that came out today, I believe, which is
Oh.
very, very nice.
It's
Very exciting.
nice.
Yeah, no.
It's you know when those 20 get those they only come out over so often.
So
And when you get yourself an update, it's nice.
big news is there's a lot of